into in-car video for a long time now, like even before GoPro when you literally had to duct tape a camcorder to your dash. It's always been kind of a mini hobby within a hobby. I started videoing mountain drives, then autocross, rallycross, and eventually track days. So far, I've driven at least half a dozen tracks, and every one has required the front windows to be down while on track. Anyone who's used an action cam on track knows that it's hard to get decent audio even inside the car when you're doing over 100 miles per hour with the windows down. So this year, I decided to tackle that issue and try to get better audio for my videos. So in this video, I'll show you how I added microphones to my car to get a little less wind and a little more car noises. The car I'm using for this test is my Focus RS. It is a stock exhaust system which even in sport mode is still really quiet except for a few pops and bangs. No, I don't have a crackle tune. Ford actually tuned the car to do this from the factory. Not even kidding. The only thing I've changed is the air filter, which opens up the air box a bit and actually generates quite a bit more turbo noise than the factory filter. It's been known to drive some owners crazy. Now, I'm not going for Top Gear level audio sampling here. I'm mainly using this for track days, so I can't have microphones hanging off my bumper and 100 pounds of audio equipment inside the car. I have a few basic goals here. Semi-permanent mics tucked away that I can plug into whenever I want, and I need to be able to easily toggle the audio on and off like I do with my action cam. And everything needs to be lightweight and secured well enough to not go flying around inside the car or the engine bay. So after doing some internet learning, I decided to go with wired lavalier microphones, or lav mics, as every cool YouTuber calls them. Why not go wireless? Yes, there are wireless options out there, but a lot of that stuff is really bulky or not easy to trigger from one place. I needed a setup that would record multiple tracks to one place and keep them in sync that I could turn on and off with the press of a button. So I opted for this guy. This is the Tascam DR40X. It's a 4-channel recorder with 2 built-in microphones and 2 external inputs. These bad boys run about $250 hairs, but its built-in mics mean I can use it for more than just in-car audio. Actually, I'm using it right now to record this voiceover. It's fairly small, lightweight, and you can start and stop the recording with a single button. And the biggest reason I chose this one is that it supports 4 channels. That means I can record stereo audio inside the car with the built-in mics, as well as 1 channel for the engine bay and 1 channel in the car's butt. Now, the audio you get inside the car isn't worth a lot because you're mostly going to hear wind noise at speed, but it does make syncing your audio with your video much easier. All I have to do is give a couple claps, which both the camera and recorder will hear, and then I can sync the 2 up. I couldn't really find a good place to mount it, so I just stuck some Velcro strips to the back and shoved it kinda under the passenger seat. I know it looks like it's just sitting on the floor, but the Velcro holds onto the carpet really well. And I can reach it well enough in grid to start and stop the recording. For lav mics, I opted for 2 of these LV8Cs from Movo. They're about $70 a piece, which is not cheap, but they plug directly into the DR40X and draw power from it, so they don't each need their own batteries, so that's a big plus. The cables on these are 6 feet long, which I thought might be too short, especially for the rear mic, so I grabbed a couple cheap 10-foot XLR extension cables as well. For the front mic, I found a good spot really close to the airbox since I'm mainly interested in capturing all those lovely turbo noises from this one. You want to keep your mic out of the airflow either from outside or from the fans, and away from things you don't want to hear like belts and solenoids. This foam was a tip from another YouTuber, Andrew Does Car Stuff. It's used for insulation around window air conditioners and stuff. You can get a long strip of it at most hardware stores for under $10, and I find myself using it everywhere. Just cut off a piece, cut a hole in the center, and stuff the mic inside. It offers way more wind protection than the little windscreen that comes with the mic. I ran my wire across the bay, down into the fender here, and out the door jamb. Then I got kinda lazy here and I just went across the door seal, which is temporary, I swear. I'll find a better way to route this back into the car later. Now most of the meat and taters of your sound comes from the big fart cans in the back. My exhaust system is stock, so I needed the mic to be pretty close to the outlets. I found a spot up inside the rear bumper that would catch sound from both sides while keeping out of the wind. I used some heat resistant tape to run the wire across this heat shield, and then I passed it through the interior along with these wires here. Once inside the car, it was simply a matter of running the wires up under the seats to the recorder. I could spend more time and maybe hide the wire into the carpet, but I don't use the back seats in this car anyway. So how does this all sound? This is a clip from just the engine bay. And this is only my bumper mic. So you can mix the two together and you get a nice symphony. But to do a really good test, I decided to take the car out to one of the local back roads. It takes some trial and error to find input levels that capture just the right amount of sound from each source. This recorder has a decent display that lets me know if the audio is peaking and getting clipped. If you're good at sound editing, you can also do a lot with band passes and effects and stuff, and I won't go into that because that's a whole other thing. So, was all this trouble worth it? To me it is, because this is almost as much a hobby as the actual driving. If you're just using your videos as a tool to get faster, this is probably not for you. But I think it'll make the videos a little more fun to watch. What do you think? Let me know by leaving a comment. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, because I'll be adding mics to some of my other rides in the future.
Thank you for watching.